What's up, everybody? First day of the week, or sorry, this new week. It's August 10th. We wanted to take a long today. I don't know what happened with TRADESEA. I know a lot of people were having this issue. I was on the Discord on TRADESEA, and everyone, they couldn't take a trade, or if they were in a trade, they couldn't close their trade. So I don't know if it was with Rhythmic or if it was just with TRADESEA or what it was, but yeah, it was a little tough to deal with that today. I'm not going to talk about what happened. Let's just say it was good. So let's see what happens with the accounts, if they choose to reverse them or what they're going to do. But I guess we'll just wait and see with that. But yeah, overall, it's still okay. I mean, whatever happens, right? But as long as we still have the account for tomorrow, then it's okay. But yeah, we're just going to go and review this trade. I did take a long. I actually tried to take two longs. I took one before market open, and I got stopped out just before, or just after market open, a couple minutes after. It was in this big down candle here. And then I did enter long again, and yeah, I mean, so far we're in profit, but let's see what they choose to do. But I don't want to say too much. I don't want them, I know I don't, have a lot of crazy viewers, but I don't want them watching this video. All right, little cut there. I was showing the execution marks. I don't want Lucia to see those execution marks, just depending on what they do. But yeah, we're just gonna do some technical analysis now. We'll kind of review why we took this trade and what we did. But yeah, so I'm kind of hoping this week is gonna be like last week, where we're just being bullish every day of the week. So first thing I noticed, obviously, was bullish. We were bullish on the day. Why did I notice that? We had this daily gap here, the same one we tapped on Friday of last week. Still respecting it, and then we still have these relative equal highs here. There are my draws, and then the draws higher, higher, and higher. And then these were in the lower time frames, and I'll show you guys those when we go lower time frames. But on the daily here, just the draw and liquidity, as well as the respecting of this daily gap in here. But then we go down to the 4 hour. Same thing here, right? We have these taps, but these were last week. Not much else on the 4 hour. We do have these relative equal highs, which are the external draws. But then we have some internal ones, and you guys will see those. So that's it for the 4 hour. We're going to make this one quick as well. So sorry if I'm speaking a little too fast. But here on the hourly time frame, we have this hourly gap that we are tapping into right here. So this is the hourly gap. We did tap into it, sweep this sell side liquidity. And then this really nice wick. And then we had the rejection out of that gap, which was really nice. And then I didn't want to hit TP at this hourly gap. I could have held it here, but I just wanted to catch it in here. And this is about 80 points anyways from where my entry was. So, I mean, 80 points is more than enough for me, especially on a day like today with all these issues. So, and then, yeah, so we have this hourly gap, which is our draw on liquidity. And then go down to the 15-minute time frame. Same thing here. Right, we have these lows that we took this morning, respect of this 15-minute gap, and then yeah, higher prices to these highs up here. We did have this 15-minute gap, which we did end up inversing, which was really nice, but we kind of just did shoot up after inversing it, or we inversed it. You guys know what I mean, right? So, and then again, this is the hourly gap that was higher. This is the hourly gap that was lower, the bullish one, the bearish one. This was the 15-minute gap right here that we did end up inversing. And then this one was a 1-minute fair value gap. You guys will see that in a second. So yeah, and then opening range gap, we had none today. It was like 2 points, right? It was very small, so we didn't do much with that. But this is the 1-minute gap I was talking about, wanting to inverse it, which we did, and then we exploded higher. But now that you guys can see that, we'll remove those. And then this is the high that I was targeting, these two relative equal highs that are also right below the hourly gap. So TP was just at these bodies. I didn't want to put it all the way in the gap. You guys could have, but I always like to put mine just a bit below, just to make sure I hit TP, right? So I put it at the bodies. Yeah, and then this would have been the long. So I would have entered twice on this. I would have added size. I would have entered on this candle right around here, 2 contracts, and then again TP just at those body highs, and then stop loss below that low of the candle. So this would have been the trade. How many points is this? Let's see, 750, 880, so 130 points, I think. Off this would have been lower sizing, just lower the risk, just because we're getting in early, right? And the reason why I would have entered here first, so this was the first entry, and then we would have added size, but we'll show you guys that in a second. Just because obviously we have higher draws on liquidity, tapping the hourly gap. We did sweep these sell sides, these lows in here. So this one, and then it's going to be a little far. There we go. So this low in here, as well as this low in here, right? So we did sweep those lows. So there's our sweep of liquidity. We did have our draw on liquidity, and then we had this discount wick. Well, the first one I noted, right? We're going to delete this. And then we'll delete this because you guys have seen that. The first discount wick I noticed was this one here. And as you guys can see, we did respect the 50% level. We did trade below it, which is okay. We did trade below the wick as well, which is okay. But no body closures below the 50% level, which was our first confirmation of higher prices. And then after we traded below it with that wick, and then I graded out this wick. Then again, right, we didn't even trade to that wick, and then I would have entered around here after the respect of the 50% here of that discount wick. So lower sizing, but also lower risk. And then just more points to TP, which was nice. And then the trade did play out. Then the second time I would have entered was on this inversion of this first resented gap. So as you guys can see where my cursor is now at 9:34 a.m., we had the first resented fair value gap. We did inverse it, so then again I would have entered there on the inversion. Stop would have been below that low, or would have stayed below that low, and then again TP right there, and then that would have been the trade. So I would have already been in, I mean, average fill price would have been right around here, so 1-to-1 ratio, and then after we did trade above this high in here and we closed, stop would have moved to break even. So first entry was here, getting in early, lowering the risk just in case, and then longer TP, and then inversion in this gap. We did close and inverse it below lower, but I was allowing it a little more like freely to do that, right? And then we did inverse the inversion once again, and that kind of was just more confirmation of higher prices. So you guys could have entered here, you guys could have entered on the tap of the inversion, right? We inversed the inversion and came back and tapped it, right? So it's all up to your guys' like discretion, what kind of decision you guys make when you trade. But that would have been the trade of the day. I know this was a quick review. So let's just say average fill price was there. Stop below that low, TP right below that hourly gap. And there we go. So this would have been entered here first. So 9:42, so this would have been about a 20-minute trade. So 20 minutes, you guys would have hit TP, which is really nice. And then yet again, right, once we trade above this high and close above this high here, we move stop to break even. And then as you guys can see, we would have hit TP and then been done with the day. So overall, good trading day on Monday. I mean, let's see what, Lucid and TRADESEA they decide to do with the trades. I mean, obviously for my case, I hope they get to, leave the profits. But I think if they reverse the people's accounts that they lost, they're also going to reverse the people that they won. And we know how the prop firms work, right? They're here to make money, as well as us, but, they have more control as we're trading with them. So I guess we'll just wait and see what happens. We'll provide updates, so we'll just update in the comments. And yeah, I mean, that's all for today. If you guys have any questions on why I took this trade, just let me know. I know it was pretty quick on the day, but yeah, just quick review on the day. But I mean, that's all for today. We'll give you guys updates. I know I said this already, but we'll give you updates on what Lucid decides to do. And hopefully this week can kind of be like last week. And yeah, we'll see how it goes. And hopefully we'll see you guys tomorrow.